Can you name all the Saturday Night Live cast members who have won Oscars? Actually, as of the 2024 Oscars, it's a list of just one: Robert Downey Jr. That's right, Saturday Night Live has been on the air since 1975 and has done a lot more than simply entertain the nation every week. It has also pumped out dozens and dozens of high-profile actors who took their careers to new heights and became household names. Up until now, though, no other former SNL cast member has managed to win an Oscar. Downey's turn on SNL came in the mid-'80s during the show's 11th season. If his time on the show doesn't ring a bell, the man himself admits it was probably best forgotten.
You did one season of SNL?
Yes, arguably the worst season in its history.
Downey's friendship with Anthony Michael Hall led him to the sketch show in the first place, and while his time on the long-tenured comedy institution was relatively short-lived, it likely served as a springboard to getting more roles as he matured and eventually became a superstar.
I've been invited back as part of their Distinguished Alumni series. Anyway, things are good with me.
It definitely took him a while to get there. Downey has been nominated for 3 Oscars, but his first win came in 2024 at the age of 58 for playing Admiral Louis Strauss in Oppenheimer. He was on SNL when he was 20. Downey's first screen credit came when he was just 5 years old in his director-father's movie Pound. Plenty of other Saturday Night Live cast members have been nominated for Oscars, but none have previously taken home the gold. George Coe, who was on SNL during its first season, was actually nominated before his SNL stint for co-directing the 1968 short film The Dove. Dan Aykroyd, another original cast member, was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for 1989's Driving Miss Daisy. Bill Murray, who joined the cast in 1977, was nominated for Best Actor for the 2003 film Lost in Translation. Maybe the closest any cast member has come to winning was Eddie Murphy, who basically carried SNL on his back in the early 1980s. He won the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor for Dreamgirls in 2007, but missed out on the Oscar.
What would an Academy Award mean to you tonight?
Oh, it'd be wonderful. I've been making movies for a long time. It'd be wonderful.
Joan Cusack, who was an SNL cast member the same year as Downey, has been nominated twice, both for Best Supporting Actress in Working Girl in 1989 and In and Out in 1998. Another alum of that season, Randy Quaid, was nominated for his Oscar long before joining the SNL cast. His nomination was for Best Supporting Actor for 1973's The Last Detail. Michael McKean was one of the oldest cast members in SNL history in the mid-90s, and his Oscar nomination was actually for Best Original Song for A Mighty Wind in 2003. Kristen Wiig, a cast member in the late 2000s and early 2010s, had another non-acting nomination for Best Screenplay for Bridesmaids in 2011. Again, this was Downey's 3rd Oscar nomination, so he has the most nominations of past SNL cast members too. In 1993, he was nominated for playing another real person. He nabbed a nod for Best Actor in a leading role for playing silent film star Charlie Chaplin in the biopic Chaplin. In 2009, he was nominated for a Best Supporting Actor for his satirical portrayal of Australian method actor Kirk Lazarus in the movie Tropic Thunder. The somewhat controversial role, which involved Downey wearing makeup to make him look like a black man, also earned nods from the Screen Actors Guild Awards and the Golden Globes. Downey's story is a real comeback tale. For about 15 years, his roles were limited due to his notorious substance abuse issues. According to IndieWire, that made him too expensive to insure for some productions. Downey said in a Netflix documentary that addiction took hold around the time he filmed Less Than Zero in 1987, in which he plays an addict.
We were all altering our consciousness with substances. I was just kind of playing a game of just wanting to self-soothe.
He continued to struggle with substance abuse until he finally got clean around 2003, eventually making a massive comeback with Iron Man in 2008. In his 2024 Oscar speech, Downey thanked the many people he credited with helping him get to the moment. He thanked his wife, Susan Downey, saying, "She found me, a snarling rescue pet, and loved me back to life. That's why I am here. Thank you." He also said of his Oppenheimer role, "I needed this job more than it needed me." He credited director Christopher Nolan for realizing that and giving him the opportunity. And he didn't forget to shout out his entertainment lawyer of 40 years, Tom Hansen, half of which he spent trying to get me insured and bailing me out of the hooskow. Thanks, bro.